Main Road, Couva, opposite the Anglican School.
Yeah, boy!
A fast car. I wanted to get to anywhere.
तकदीर से रोज़ादारों की ये माह मुबारक आया है, रहमत के खजाने लाया है। तकदीर से रोज़ादारों की
the health, the strength once again to respond to His call, fasting for His pleasure. As we draw closer to the time for the breaking of the fast, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
Blessing. Good afternoon to each and everyone. Welcome to you 97.5 FM douglAR Radio.
Hot like pepper.
Hot like pepper.
Yeah.
So in studio today is the original Corky D.
Hey, so how was your weekend, man? Easter.
The original Jeffrey.
Jeffrey is here.
Aye.
How was the holiday, man?
And we inside.
Hmm.
So from my standpoint, brother,
Yeah.
I really had no holidays.
I see real people with no mask on, boy.
I had no holiday to celebrate.
Yes.
I have nothing to enjoy myself about
Yeah.
once the PNM government in office. I had nothing to enjoy.
Real sad.
So it's just a normal day with me, and things just normal, because once you have Keith Rowley
Yeah.
as the Prime Minister
Mm-hmm.
and the rest
Sad.
of those individuals who would not stand for country sitting around him, having him to believe that he is some chief,
Chief.
whether it be Chief Okozo or Chief
Chief of what?
but any man that gave Robinson Chief Kunumunu.
Serious?
So yeah, he had to be Chief Okozo. Koki, remember Oko and Planet of the Ape?
Yeah. I should like to watch that picture, boy.
Yeah, I used to like to watch Planet of the Ape,
Planet
boy.
of the Apes.
But I seen Oko behavior in Keith Rowley.
Oh my
I seen
gosh.
that behavior. But people,
Yeah.
welcome. I trust and hope that you was quite responsible
Yes.
throughout your holidays, and that you do what you had to do in a safe manner. So I want to welcome each and every one of you to douglAR Radio Live this afternoon. In house is Jeffrey, Corky, and myself. And of course, we will be dealing with a few issues in a bit. But we hope that you conduct yourself in a manner where you allow safety to prevail in everything you do in the public. I saw one or two dance, Jeffrey, over the holidays. I passing by one or two bars and so on, and I shocked to see. I see people are talking about people like madness. Everybody jumping and it's take bamboo girl, take bamboo riding girl, and everybody having a time and prancing and kicking up. No mask, no nothing. Everybody just having a time. And I am just passing by
Yes.
and shaking my head. You see, you can't blame the people, because if the Prime Minister did not set the proper example in the way in which individuals have to conduct themselves, he and also the Minister of Health, Terence Singh, we saw them on a number of occasions and a number of events without mask. A matter of fact, the mask was a chin strap for the Prime Minister, Singh, and others. And I think that everybody just having a time. Everybody having a time, and let's see how things will
Yes.
pan out in the next couple of weeks in our country. So be that as it may, today was the opening of school. The kids returned to school today. They also get a present from the government.
What?
They get a present from the government. All those who return to school today, Jeffrey, they receive a present from the government. The present, the name of the present was simply a hike.
A hike?
Yeah.
In gas?
It-
Oh, that was saying. I said, what person? You catch me?
So they received that present. Of course, today the United National Congress also hosted a national constituent. We demonstrate our dissatisfaction with the decision by this government to increase the fuel price and also the high cost of living, the runaway out of control crime situation. It was quite successful. And rest assured, there is other events that will be coming. There's other events that will be following up when the time come at the appropriate time. What needs to be revealed will reveal. Follow. Today was just the spark, and of course, you are yet to see the smoke, and
fire.
you are yet to understand the fire. So today was just the spark, and I want to congratulate each and everyone. I want to congratulate the honorable political leader of the United National Congress and the leader of the opposition, senior counsel.
Yes.
I want to congratulate you, ma'am, for your wisdom and your strategy in putting an event like this together, where, you know, Trinidad and Tobago can see that there is some level of hope and moreover a different level of activity that would be coming. I've seen one or two people complaining about the volume, so we could probably just check on that.
Volume?
Yeah, I don't know if it's on our side or on Archie's side, but they complaining about the volume very, very low. Or probably, ladies and gentlemen, I am not speaking
No.
from the depths of my.
No, it's not that.
It's not that.
No, our levels here, that's my indicator there, is right up, man. Everything
so,
nice here.
So probably it's me.
On the other side there, it's probably boosting up.
All right. So just to ensure that you're hearing.
Boy, you.
Yeah, just to ensure that you're hearing.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. I will turn up the volume because I mean, you really can't low me down. Yeah, I could only low down myself. But we want to congratulate the leader for putting this event together.
Yes.
And of course, that is the kind of wisdom, the kind of strategy, the kind of perseverance that our leader will continue to display
Yes.
to ensure that things happen. We will open the phone lines in a bit. We just highlighting what had happened today in relation to the event that was put together by the honorable leader, soon to be Prime Minister, once again in this country. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into business here now.
Right.
Let's get into business. Today we have seen the reopening of school. And I'm speaking about physical classroom activities.
Yes.
There is a school in Santa Flora. That school is the Santa Flora Government Primary School. That school, ladies and gentlemen, I should be touching base sometime within. I should be touching base sometime with the PTA chairman. And PTA chairman, the number to call here is 218-7762. The number to call is 218-7762, Mr. Chairman. But that school, Kokidi and Jeffrey, it is a school that Anthony Carmona, Nicole Oliver, who was the former member of parliament for Labre, and Anna, the former president of the Twin Island Republic. Those two individuals went to the Santa Flora Government Primary School. It was the foundation for their education. This school, ladies and gentlemen, it was a school that enact a number of protests because of its condition and because of the neglect by the PNM government. However, Kamla Prasad Bisesa went on to start the construction of that said school. During her tenure, the construction of the Santa Flora School, according to the EFCL records, which I have, it was 87.4% completed under the People's Partnership. When the Keith Rowley administration took office in 2015, the construction of this school was stopped. During the period of Nicole Oliveri, I and others went on to host a number of protest activities to have that school completed. A matter of fact, we journeyed to Port of Spain to the Ministry of Education, where we also conduct protest action. Letters was sent to Garcia, and letters was also sent to the president at the time, Anthony Carmona. Letters was sent to the junior minister at the time, Mr. Lovell, and letters was sent to Nicole Olivier. However, during that period, nothing was forthcoming. That school, ladies and gentlemen, is relocated in what is commonly known as the carpenter shop in the Palo Seco settlement area. The carpenter shop was a trade institution under TCO, under Petrotrin, where men used to prepare some of the best cabinets and space saver chairs and couches, anything with wood. You know, there's an advertisement speak about was it Najib Elias
Elias, yeah.
have all kind of lumber. Right. This trade school, this carpenter shop, produce some of the best tradesmen in our area. That school is relocated there at this present time. From since Nicole Olivier tenure to now. And what has happened is that as a result of a number of protests, that school was promised to be delivered to the people of Santa Flora on about 15 or 20 different occasions. A matter of fact, after we conduct protests between the Sipra Union Presbyterian School, which was 92% completed, the Chatham Primary School, which was also 90% completed, and this school, the government had no choice when they came up with their idea where the first 10 schools with the highest point system, they will start back constructions on these schools. So these schools, the Sipra Union Presbyterian School, which falls within the constituency of Faizabad, the MP Lakramburu, and the Point Forte in the Chatham government school fall under now it's Kennedy sorry, and the Santa Flora government school falls under see if that's the welcome caller.
Good evening, Mr. Roberts.
Right.
Jeffries, Corky, and if your daughter is here.
Right. You will have a call back caller. We open the line for the PTA of the Santa Flora Government School for
Okay,
just
good,
a
because I
little bit.
want to talk on education after that. Okay.
Right,
good.
no problem. So as we open up, I will announce it and you will come back on, okay?
Yeah, yes.
Right, thanks for understanding.
Yes.
Right, PTA chairman, the number is 218-7762. Right. So what has happened is that Joshua,
Yes. Take that call there.
yeah, take that. And I'm talking on the radio.
Yes.
I think I misplaced his number. I was supposed to call, so
All right. Yes.
let's check
call him.
downstairs and see if we could
Yes.
get that number and let
Get
us
that.
make that contact.
Okay.
Right. So Corky,
Yes,
what
sir.
has happened? That school fall under the MP for Labre,
Right.
which we call Casper.
Yeah,
Casper.
Yeah, Casper they call him.
You don't
Yeah,
see it at
popular
all.
You don't see it at all, right? That is Maclashe.
Casper.
Yeah, Casper, the friendly ghost.
Yeah,
Right.
that's where it come from. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Casper.
So, what we have in the Santa Flora area
Yes.
is what can be considered as a white elephant.
A white elephant.
Yes, because it's in primer. I think they started to paint it recently.
Oh, okay.
But the fact remains is that why the people of the constituency of Labre
Yes.
have to go through, must go through this type of wickedness over the years by those who they have elected
Yeah.
to represent them.
And I want to ask a question too when you get a chance. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Why it is every time the government change, like UNC was there and they're doing all these nice whatever, building schools and things. Why do they stop that? And there's the people who going to benefit from that.
Corky, added to that,
Why?
I and Jeffrey will be embarking very soon
Yes.
on bringing to the forefront
Yes.
a number of these, not only schools, but large construction sites where 80, 75, 90% completed, and the government decide to leave them
Yes.
abandoned. Leave them in bushes, leave them with trees starting to grow out of the
I
foundation.
don't understand that.
And without any duty whatsoever. And you see, there is something in law that is called let me just pick back up that. A fiduciary duty. And what that duty really does,
Yes.
Corky,
Yes.
it gives you, the person who is charged with the responsibility, to look after the interests of the, and to make decisions in the best interest of the organization that you
Yeah.
you run. Now, in this case, this fiduciary duty, in this case, it is a responsibility that we need to check and see if the government is guilty of breaching that duty, whereby they are not acting in the best interests of those who they are working for. Because the government, Jeffrey, they are working for us.
Yes.
And they ought to conduct, they ought to utilize our finances
Right.
in the best interests of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is one of the things that Malcolm Jones went before the court for Corky,
Yeah.
when he made those decisions,
Yes.
when he was spearheading Petrotrin, and he made those decisions that was not in the interest of Petrotrin, and so he was hauled before the court for breach
Okay.
of that fiduciary duty. And this is something that we need to check to see if the government,
Yeah, that's say back that big word there for me. I trying to say it in my mind, but I can't say pronounce
pronounce
it.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to check and see if the government is guilty of that breach. And
Okay.
added to that, this school in Santa Flora,
Yeah.
it is I doesn't really want to call it that, but then we had to call it for what it is.
Yeah.
That school in Santa Flora right now, it seems as though that the government is now leaving that to be occupied by the so-called Dwens and Parat that they speak about. Because you cannot tell me that from since 2012, 2012 that school started construction. 2012. And 2012 to 2022. And you telling me that a government who speak so much, a government who spends so much collateral, so much of our money, a government that only spending whatever comes in the kitty, a government that Faris ensuring that the rent is on time, a government where Stuart Young family continue to benefit, and to the end of the day, you are telling me that the people of this country, the children of this country, cannot benefit from what is called a school, something that will set a foundation and set a direction for the children to go in this country. You will tell me why a government will really want to
But why?
deal with schools as this government. Why they will want to deal with schools in this not only lackadaisical and half-hearted, but why would a government in relation to education, let me broaden it a little bit here now, will deal with our country, will deal with the children, will deal with what they call the future in the way in which this government now dealing with the people? Why? This government, Corky, is a government that really and truly breaking the moral of the future generation. It breaking the moral in such a way that the children, they are not excited, or they are not really finding that joy in learning. A matter of fact, it seems as though that based on how the government behave with education, like it actually caused the society on a whole to see education as something not substantial, something not important anymore in this country. The government has brought education to the people now as a kind of second class.
Yeah.
They brought it to a point where the children, they are not excited to learn. They are no longer creative. They are no longer, way boy, Monday school. Jeffrey, remember in the time of our schooling, there were days that you wasn't excited, eh?
Yeah.
There was days I wasn't excited, Corky.
Like
But there was many days that you was excited.
Yeah.
Especially when there is some test that you know that, hey, I'm ready for this test. But you couldn't wait for that day to reach because you're excited. You want to go and do this test. I am seeing the children nowadays, even when you go to pick them up to go to school, they're not really,
Like they didn't want to go.
yeah, like the mother and, well, in most cases, the mommy. I would say the mother and the father, but in most cases, the mommy. Really kind of pushing them. Come out the house, get ready. Look, the van waiting. Put on your clothes, get out. You know that kind of way? Like the excitement in education from what has happened when this Keith Rowley administration came in and freeze the laptop program and freeze the textbook and all the different and various grants that would have come out there to help and to encourage these children, even with the scholarships and all this thing now. Well, they have since bring bursary in place and all kind of thing, but the children was excited. But for some reason, it seems as though that they are not excited anymore. Corky, let me take the break one time and then we will get into it. Let me take this one first.
All right, go ahead. Engage. Hello?
Hi, Victor.
Yes, sir. Good day.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, fine.
Well, I hope you recognize any voice.
Of course,
BB.
attorney. Of course, attorney.
BB.
Yes, and good night to the indomitable Corky.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Well, my brother, I'm glad that you took my call. I know you were going on a break. I will try my best to not keep you too long, because I know the break is important. You have important people to ensure that your sponsors are heard and all of that.
Right?
To keep the radio running. But if I may crave your indulgence, and I would just like to congratulate the Honorable Kamala Prasad Victor on leading, and I say it again, leading the charge this morning as every corner of Trinidad and Tobago saw yellow. you saw the United National Congress, you saw the might of the United National Congress, where we expressed that we are not in support, we do not support, and we cannot and shall not support the raise and rise in gas prices. Because we must understand that this will cause a domino effect. And it already has caused a domino effect, as you would have heard from the Supermarket Association, that food prices has already begun to increase by 8.3%. Right? And this government did not raise it once, they raised it twice, they did not raise it 3 times. They have raised gas 4 times. And I have to ask the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, where are the persons who would have spoken out against the Kamala Prasad government? Where are those people? Where has happened to fixing TNT? Where has he gone? Is TNT fixed already? Where's Father Harvey? I don't hear him anymore. Where are these so-called detractors who had a voice? And further to that, I must mention this as a practicing attorney at law. I saw today tactics by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and I sometimes wonder that it is quite clear the actions of them. I wonder sometimes, are we in a democratic nation? I saw when the police sent out a press release talking about protests within the law, and we demonstrated within the law. But I understand they shut down 2 of our areas. They shut down La Hokita, we had off in La Hokita. They shut down in Tunapuna, right? I mean, this is ridiculous. And you're seeing van loads of officers. But if you call them now, you're lucky to get a SRP. And I must say that the CTPS, I am very disappointed in your actions as to what you all have done. Because you officers were proper, what reason? Where was the law that was being broken? We have the summary offences act. What summary offences was being broken? I am yet to hear. There's also...
All right, we lost him there. Getting some scratch noise there. I don't know. He got cut off.
You get a little cut off there.
Yes.
Body.
All right, let's go to the break, and we'll be right back. We have to go to the break now. U975.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Join me, Anthony Jules, on Late Nights with Jules, only on MCTV. New guests every week, activity, games, hot topics, a lot of discussions. You don't want to miss it. Tune in and join me only on MCTV, 9 p.m. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.
Calling every human.
In this month, close to 2 billion Muslims worldwide observe Ramadan, their most holy and beloved month, yet most difficult. 30 days of fasting from food and drink and praying build mental fortitude and closeness to Allah. There is a lesson in their sacrifice, discipline, and faith, a motivation to us all to be resilient and look forward to a brighter day. Just as the hunger of Ramadan ends with the joys of Eid, it is our prayer that the power of this holy month inspire humanity to awaken, to remember God, and to make this world a better place. Ramadan Mubarak to our Islamic community and our nation from your Royal Castle.
Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
They came in search of a better life, and they toiled in the sugarcane fields from dawn to dusk. Devoted to their tasks, they would become agents of transformation in their adopted homeland, producing in the passage of time generations of Trinbagonians who hold their own in many disciplines of life, including the arts. During Indian Arrival Month, MCTV pays tribute to these talented sons and daughters of our land in a weekly one-hour show entitled Jahaji Sangam, a convergence of songs. Celebrate with us this merging of skills of the Indian diaspora by homegrown Trindo talent. Saturdays at 8 during the month of May with me, Gideon Hanuman Singh, exclusively to MCTV.
Le Grand Coulant Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. Le Grand Coulant Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
Right, we are back. So, as you were speaking,
We lost Brian.
we will call him back. I feel this might be him.
Yes.
Yes. So let's take this. This might be him.
Hello.
Mr. Victor Robert.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A blessed night to you.
Yes, sir. Good night.
To Mr. Jeffrey.
Yes, good night.
And to Mr. Corky.
Good evening.
And to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have a good head. And when the body follow the head, we always make this country a better place. We can't only praise the head. We have to praise every single body that come out there. You see, Mrs. Kamala Prasad, she stands for honesty, truth, and transparency. We give her that. So that's why the people come out. And you see what has happened? School open on the 19th. Gas gone up on the 19th. You know what they're going to say? You see how the opposition are caring nothing about the school children in the school? And they're going to beat you with that. I don't take that like two banana again, you know. Every single citizen of this country that pay taxes, the money has been misused and spent badly. You have to understand that. And you know, you say something about Labrie, the people of Labrie. The people of Labrie see for 60 years. And you cannot blame the ministers and them. If we want to stay with stupidity, then blame us. We have to change it. We are the workers to make Trinidad and Tobago better for us, our children, grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. We cannot let this government do us what they want. If you have 1,495,000 people, have 22 people telling we what to do and how they could do it, those 22 rats is destroying this country. Look at from Dr. William to now. You just ask how these children become so? Oh God, when he opened government, you think he didn't get a good education under the colonial system style? Yes, every one of them get a good education. And after they open government school, what becomes are the young people of our age who went to that government school? Oh my God. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Blessed and wonderful night to one another.
Thank you, caller. And Corky, take it.
Next call.
Welcome, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Robert.
Yes,
Corky, Jeffries, and if your daughter is there.
Yes, good evening.
All right. Let me start to shoot from a hip. You see that fiasco with the SEA results and the merit list where they try to cheat? Two main stakeholders, I ain't hearing nothing from them. PTA and tutor. Did you hear they say anything? That tells me what card they have. They say absolutely nothing. And we have to call them out when they want to cheat and when they want to interfere with the merit list. The other issue is, I see a head of a religious organization pontificating, but I want him to be honest. He said we must not batok Trinidad. He said leaders must serve the people. You know, for a man who is the head of, I wouldn't call the religious, but people would have seen it on the newspaper, to come and pontificate to us, and he's not honest himself. Why didn't he say the PNM has, and its leaders are leaders who don't serve, they are self-serving. They look after themselves, family and friends, nepotism. And the other thing he said, don't bad talk. The fact that he made that statement tells me he doesn't understand what is constructive criticisms and bad mouthing. Bharat Jagdev told us where we are. If you don't know where you're going, then hard luck for you. Now, one of his colleagues used to mouth out because he went into the political guile. I don't think in Trinidad now. He's a fellow by the name of Javi. You remember him, eh? All right. And another one who was of the same cloth.
I think Avina, Green, or St. Vincent, some of them country.
Right. And another one of the partners, the colleague, who left the priesthood. You remember that fella? His name is Kennedy. He eventually became the MP of St. Joseph. So if that religious organization doesn't pull the socks up, and that head of that religion is not honest to themselves, he must not be leading his flock, and they must pull him up for that. Okay, I'll go on. I'll come back in a little later.
And Victoria,
welcome, caller.
Good night, good night, good night.
Cascade
good night
happening.
to everyone in the station there.
Yes, good night, Cascade.
Blessings unto you. And may my God bless and guide you on your way home for the instruction and the constructive conversation that you are carrying on there. This is Cascade.
Yeah, blessings.
Education is a right, not a promise to no student. And you see the people of that community, that those schools, that school, or any school is being denied children of going to school and not building the school, finishing that school. I call on that community to rise up in the morning and find themselves in front of that school. They must get hearing. Let me see a total gas on them, because I want to tell my sister tonight, as she died, Everly Jones, I hear word. And these brothers that lay down their lives. This is the eve of the 1970, you know. This tonight is the eve of the 1970, where children form themselves into an organization and call themselves the North National Union of Freedom of Children, you know. Students, you know, and oppose curriculums in the 1970 for not having proper education in our schools. I am calling on my people. I'm a revolutionary, you know, and I'm not afraid to say it over the radio. You could tap my phone and you could kill me. But you can't kill the defiance of me. Because when I drop, somebody is going to pick up and take my fight to them. I am a soldier. I am a revolutionary soldier, and I'm calling on all little black African children. Don't let them put you against the Indian man. The Indian man fought your struggles in the days of Butler in 1937. When Butler couldn't stand up, a brother by the name of Rienzi came forward, and the both of them shouldered the struggle for the poor man, poor oppressive man. Up to today, they have a place called Butler Institute and Rienzi Complex. And this is education. I educating all you.
Facts, brother, facts.
Because every little child is entitled to that schoolwork to be educated. So I am speaking now from the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, where education is a right to every pupil of the world. Thank you, gentlemen.
Welcome. Yes.
Thank you, Cascade. Thank you. Wonderful contribution. And Cascade, I want to say this, eh? All right, there you take it now. There you take it. Welcome, caller.
Good night,
Victor. What, brother? You're wrong. I say, let we go, boy. I say, let we go with that cut off. You get the idea, you know. But I'm glad to know you're there, man. Talk.
I'm not in clear. Who's that?
This is Victor Roberts.
Hello. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
I like him.
Yeah, good night, Im to Kokidi.
Yes.
And the other listeners who seek interest of the country and our people. We must accept the fact and the truth. We can't live on lies. Lies will eventually be exposed. And not really exposed, it could be detrimental too. And then what I'm saying is the African diaspora, I hold no remorse or discrimination against them. But look, since the beginning, the African diaspora is suffering the most by decisions they make. By deception, of those in political power, and that no, African is more powerful than any other is. No, we are all equal. We are all love. We are a nation of love. And we are a cosmopolitan country. And you cannot incite discrimination to the others. That wouldn't work. And then, Africa is so sad that are left out by something, the political affiliation. Because when other races saw that what these leaders are doing and leaving them out and making them believe, listen, we are nobody is superior. We are all equal in the eyes of God. But what they know? They are deprived and denied of many amenities because of the choices. The choice they get deceived with. I do thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Kola.
Boy, Kola, I lie. That's the best contribution I hear you make for a long while.
Say the blacks have been deceiving. That's serious.
That's the best contribution I hear you make for a long while. If only know you could have talked so good.
I only hope Mr. Brian and Phil we cut him off, you know. The phone went.
So let me get
the scratch.
We go call Brian this now.
Right.
We just stop this little education thing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You see, I want to say something, Cascade.
Yeah.
Cascade, let me tell you something, eh? I'm going to make it plain here, and that way that scare take with Victor Roberts, you know. You see? All right, let me take this call.
All right.
Welcome, caller.
Good evening, Victor. Good evening, Cocky. Good evening, Jeffrey. Elsco in the house. Short and sweet. I have a conspiracy theory I'd like to propose to you gentlemen. Right? Mr. Reginald Amor, the Attorney General, he was on vacation recently, right?
Yes.
Because Farris was acting as EG for a little while, right? Right. I have a conspiracy theory that states that I believe Mr. Reginald Amor didn't go on any vacation. I think he went to Dominica to rescind his Dominican citizenship.
All right. Possibility.
Right? So, yeah, so I want you guys to ponder on that, right? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, Cascade, I come back to you.
Yes.
Cascade, let me tell you something. They scare take me because they scare take it real, but it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Real is how it have to be in politics. And all who like lies and old talk, then they could stick with the PNM. Cascade, when we start that struggle in Santa Flora,
right? Yeah.
When we start that struggle for that school in Santa Flora, let me tell you something. The principal of the school at the time was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Despot. Despot was a man who is for the education of the children. And when the school became unsuitable, Despot stood up and called the parents and put the cards on the table as to this is where we are.
Okay.
When I was summoned to that meeting, my son Some people say stepchild. My son was going to school there. And I took an active part in highlighting. I call Ivan Tulsi. I call other media houses. And they came. And we started the fight to get this thing completed. We started the fight. Well, it wasn't completed at the time. It was the fight for a new school. And therefore, Kamla Prasad Bisesa, together with Tim Gopi Singh, started to build our school. And when the government changed, the fight never stopped. We started to fight again for the completion of the school. Let me tell you what happened. There were those on the PTA at that time who was part of the PNM party group and part of the village council, which is also PNM. And you know what they do? You know what they say? They say, we don't want Victor Roberts in this because Victor Roberts sided with the UNC. He into politics. We don't want him in this. And then when they had meeting with Olivieri, you should have calling the name big and bold and open. When they had meeting with Olivieri, the panchai behind my back, and Olivieri had a problem with me because I had shut down Olivieri office because I believe Olivieri, who grew up in Santa Flora, who went to that same school, I believe that she was not doing her part in order to have this school completed. So they say, don't bring the UNC thing in that. You see he, Larry don't bring he. So here what the PTA do. Some of the PTA members, they take a side. They take the PNM side. And they say, look, the member tell us funding is already available and this will be completed within this stipulated time. So here what they do, they say, hey, no Victor Roberts. He's a man causing too much trouble. Let me tell you something. Today, they're in that situation because of themselves. And the sad thing about that, the people who suffering is not them who took a decision. It's not them who in the PNM party group and still paying PTA members. It is not them who in the PNM village council and still paying PTA members. It's not them who suffering, who really suffering in this situation. It is the children. It is the children that suffering. And that is why they are in this. You know why? Because they continue to take promise from the PNM MP who have no fortitude to stand up against Rowley and the others. No fortitude. I don't know how they get children. God alone knows how they have children. Because it seems as though that they lose what God created them with to stand up for what is right. When I stand up, let me tell you something. I, Victor Roberts, set up a massive protest and shut down that southwestern area when Suraj Ratan Rambachan was the Minister of Works and Transport. I did that. I stood up against Rambachan because I have seen that Rambachan was failing in his duty to deliver to the people in Library. And I took the necessary action, mobilized the both sides, and create a massive protest against Rambachan. You hear what I'm saying? So I telling you, what we have to do in this country is to stand up for what is right despite who in government. That is what it have to be. When you have your government playing the fool, you must stand up and demand fairness and justice for the people, for the burgesses, for the children of the country. Don't stand up and say I is PNM and I can't make the PNM look bad. While you cannot make the PNM look bad, what the PNM is doing to you is not only making you look bad, but making you look like you're dotish, making you look like you have no sense, making you look like you have no brain. Because today, I am telling you, I have seen in the PNM constituencies the wickedness, the neglect, the evil that they portray upon you. And you, some of the people, is more wicked than those who you elect. You know why? Because you support what they do. And while you support what they do, the future of your children going down the drain. That is what you are doing. This is not about making PNM look bad, and it must not be about making UNC look bad. It must be that when we elect a member to represent us in the parliament, that they must produce, and they must produce in the interest of the people before they produce in the interest of a party. That is what it must be. So while we are suffering, while the children suffering for that Santa Flora government primary school where Anthony Carmona, Nicole Olivier, and others went, it is because of your own stupidity. It is because you put your party before the livelihood and the education of your own children. So I agree with have a blessed and wonderful night. Don't blame Rowley and don't blame the MP. Blame all yourself. That is what all you had to blame. Because if all you was concerned about the education of all your children, we would have stand together, PNM, UNC, and indifferent, would have stand together and ensure that the school complete. It matters not who completed. It matters not who started. What is important that it is complete, so that your boy, I don't want to say it, you know. It is yours. It came out of you. It's you that placed it in the lady, and this comes out, and you have a responsibility to look out for the best for your children. That is your responsibility. But some of all you so sick in all your brain that all you rather look out for Rowley, Hines, Manning, Beckers, Sinanan, Kazem Hussein, Minister Man, and all of them, than to look out for the future of your children. You think that we standing up because we doesn't like Rowley? You think we standing up because we doesn't like Heinz? I mean, Heinz, I will talk about that later. You think we standing up because we like Beckers? We are standing up, ladies and gentlemen, because we want the best for our children. That is what it is. That is what it must be. We want the best for Trinidad and Tobago. We must produce the best. But how can we produce the best in our society when your thinking is so backward? How could we produce the best in this land when you are so caught up with texture and color of skin? How could we produce the best when you allow $1 to control your decision to put a government into office? Some of you vote because of $300. Some of you vote because of $500. Some of you vote because you promise. They promise you a CPAP work. Some of you vote for 10 days, and when you finish, you throw away the 20 years of your child education, and then you want to stand up and use someone. You want to stand up and abuse someone. You want to stand up and accuse someone for your idiotic decision simply because you see the shadow, but you never had the bone. You never had the bone. The PNM has never placed the bone in your hand. You have never tasted the bone. What you hold on to is shadows. They place that shadow before your eyes. Labre, you are a living example of holding on to a shadow. 3 days before the election of 2020, Rowley placed a billboard in Point Door Junction telling you that a dry dock is coming. Memorandum of understanding had already signed up, and you, the people, not only you hold on to the shadow of the plywood factory, but yet again you hold on to a beautiful shadow that stand like a white monkey in Labre, watching you people. Some of you shame to watch the billboard now, but don't shame. Watch it. Watch it. And when you watch it, question yourself. Ask yourself, why we in Labre in this condition? Ask yourself. You know, somebody tell me the other day, Victor Roberts, you can't rough up the people of Labre like that because they wouldn't vote for you. What do you think? You think this is about a vote? Well, if all you think that what I am saying and doing is about a vote, then all you're more sick than I think. This is to wake you people up, that you could see your mistakes, that you could see the robbery, that you can see the treachery, that you can see what they have done to you, and is to help you to open your eyes so that you can make informed decisions, that you can make a decision not for a party, but a decision for the future of all your children. This is what it is. This is what it must be, Trinidad and Tobago. Going forward in this country, it must be about policies. It must be about development. And first and foremost, it must be about education. Education, ladies and gentlemen, it is the doorway out of poverty. Education, ladies and gentlemen, it is the doorway to prosperity. Education, ladies and gentlemen, will help you to vote wisely. Do not vote. Do not vote on race. Do not vote on your grandmother. Do not vote on your grandfather. Let me ask you a question. Some of you who still living in your grandparents' house, are you not seeing the mistake they made trusting a party who never trust them? Trusting a party who had your grandmother, your grandfather seeing trouble. You ain't seeing what is wrong with you people in this country. When I speak so that you could become wise, because I will decrease, but the youths will increase. And we must make sure that the youths increase with knowledge, with understanding, and with the correct history of this PNM party. So going forward in their lives, they will know the decision to make. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. There is no good MP in this PNM government. Let me say it again. There is no good MP in this PNM government. You know why? If it had a MP or an MP who was good, they would have stand up for you against this dictatorial policies by this mad tyrant that we have for our prime minister. If there was one good MP, they would have speak out. They would not care if they lose their position for standing for what is right. And that's what I'm saying. I am giving you an expression of myself. Let me say this, and I want everybody to put it on record. Put what I am going to say on record. Remind me anytime, every time. Let me tell you something. I, as an individual, I will stand up for what is right. It matters not if it brings the end to my political career, because I did not born with a political career. I born with a heart. I born with a mind. And that heart and mind and conscience, it is to help and to speak the truth at every occasion, to ensure that fairness, justice, and equity comes to the poor, the oppressed, and the downtrodden in this country. That is my mission. That is my mission. It matters not who vex, and that is why I, Victor Alexander Roberts, will stand up and defend Kamala Prasad Bisesa. I will defend Kamala. I will deal with those who believe that they could trample upon Kamala. And I want to tell you why. The reason for my decision, it is because I have examined the policies of Kamala Prasad Bisesa. I have examined the compassion of Kamala Prasad Bisesa. I have seen the love of Kamala Prasad Bisesa for this country. And once I can find an individual before or after Kamala Prasad Bisesa, I will support that. So let me tell you what I just said. What I just said, ladies and gentlemen, is any leader who wants to take the place of Kamala Prasad Bisesa, you have to, you must be qualified with the four I mentioned in order to have Victor Roberts' support. I make it plain, I make it clear. Write it down and keep it for further and future reference. Write it down. Because I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. We have been robbed. We have been neglected. We are punishing by those who pretend, those who do not understand what love is. You know, there's a song that said, I want to know what love is, and I want you to show me. That is what we need in politics. We need to see the love of our leaders towards our people. We need to see the heart of our leaders towards the citizens. We need to see the compassion of our leaders towards the people of this beloved country. People, look, let me tell you something as I wrap up this part. I want to tell you, which one of you will endure an abusive relationship? Which one of you could lie down and make love to somebody who now almost beat you to death and still beating you and telling you, I love you, take this cuff, I love you, girl, take this kick, I love you, girl? Who will enjoy that? Who would enjoy that? So why are we enjoying that type of behavior in the political arena? Why are we allowing our prime ministers, our MPs to beat, to abuse, to neglect, to take away, and yet you portraying you love that? Let me tell you something, people. If you portray that you love that, I want to say to you tonight that you will eat the bread the devil need, and you will drink the juice of Keith Rowley. I'm opening the phone lines here now. Now, I'm opening the phone lines. 218-7762. The phone line open. Jeffrey? Jeffrey, let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, brother Jeffrey. I don't know if the hearts of these people doesn't hurt them when they see where they are now. Jeffrey, just a few years ago, these people was in a comfortable position. Welcome, caller.
Well spoken. Well spoken. Well spoken. You couldn't say it better, brother. Go at them again. I wish you could hold the whole night. Go at them.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, brother. I want to know if these people ain't seeing what's going on with them, boy. I want to know. Welcome, caller.
Yes, the fox here. The fox inside. Good night, Corky, Jeffrey.
Boy, fox, boy, my heart hurting me here tonight.
Well, I know he hurting you, so he hurting me here in your day, so I say I wasn't coming on tonight, but he hurting me with you so much that boy. I had to come on. Right? I had to come on and take up your fight. Because I am asking the people of Trinidad and Tobago right now, are you happy? The people of Trinidad and Tobago are asking all if all you're happy. And Labrador, let me tell you something. Rowley born in Tobago. Rowley couldn't win no election in Tobago. He got twice. The people of Tobago rejected him. The people of Tobago don't like Christopher Rowley, you know, but they vote for PNM. They vote for Rowley. Understand that well, right? They don't Rowley. And I want to tell all the Labrador people, all you have it in all your hand now. If all you throw it away, if all you throw it away, all you throw it away, everything, all your future. Because all you will not get nobody to support all you again like Victor Roberts. Let me tell you something. Black people will never know themselves until they're back against the wall. Some go rise, some go fall, and black people will never know themselves at all. A bag of wire will catch a fire. Right? A bag of wire will catch a fire. Rowley is not a good person. Rowley is not what all you believe or you're seeing. Rowley buried himself in that government. Rowley went to Africa. Rowley cannot move just so. What we have to do, all the nurses, doctors, and other people, we all have to drop tools. If all of those drop tools, Rowley will continue because he don't care. He has no heart. He's a man of stone. That is his profession. He's a man of stone. Rowley does not like you. Don't believe he like we, anybody. Rowley only interested in money and his finances. People of Trinidad and people of Tobago, well, Miss Santa Cruz are calling people of Tobago. We are all in this together. We could move Rowley, but we have to come together. We have to have Baptists ringing bell all over the road in Trinidad and in Tobago, like what they used to do a long time. Rowley believed in evil. Evil. He went to Africa. They turned him 3 times on a chair. He buried himself in that government. That is why his clothes is always dark. And of 12 midnight, Rowley is doing everything. Right? Rowley is a wicked Tobagonian. I am ashamed of Key Christopher Tobagonian. Please. I was to be in Trinidad with this what all you had there. Yeah. But it's only because of things changed why I didn't come. But I am fighting for you to Trinidadians. I'm not just fighting for Tobago. All of us in this together, Tobagonians too have to come out. Tobago has to come out. All you know good thing, good stuff. All you come out. All you can move Rowley. All you know what to do. But all you is not doing it. Tobagonians, I'm begging you, when all you go in the grocery, look today I go in the grocery, a little bit of message, $900 and all kind of thing. It is costing us more in Tobago in the grocery than in Trinidad because you have to come from there. So Tobagonians, this fight is not Trinidad alone, it's Trinidad and Tobago. We are brother and sisters. Let us bond together and fight together. Thank you.
Welcome, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Roberts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Calling from Tonapuna. Great work, great work. The gentleman was on a program last week. He told me he was to get the book, the first in Trinidad.
Right, yeah.
Well, I have a copy here, but I mean, I can't give you mine. So I'm going to try to see if I get one in Port of Spain. I will call the bookstore where I get it from.
I appreciate that, caller. I appreciate that.
Because I don't use, what I say, use the only man fighting for me. I mean, the word come and I'm use the only man fighting for me. And the PNM free, I went by this man's house and get it personally, you know, Michael Anthony.
All right, okay, I appreciate
I have all my history book here. One day when you come into Napuna, you must come by me, man.
Yes, man. Well, take my number, 316-4468.
I have your number, long time. I write it down.
Right, well, you must give me a call, man.
Yes, all right, brother. If I get it, tell you what to come fit.
All right, I appreciate
I
that.
know you don't be tongue as much, and you better keep your tongue because they're watching you in tongue, you know.
Yeah.
I want you carry a coffee, the coffee by Parliament House one of these days.
They watching me right through last night, about 2 o'clock this morning, a police jeep pack up in front by me until about 5 o'clock.
Yeah, but they had a spies all about.
Yeah, so
People
I know that's
killing one
a
another
special
in Trinidad
security.
and they have no police. Only when people having peaceful meeting against the government,
Yeah.
they bring out the whole army. All right, thank you. I'll call you concerning the book.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Welcome, caller.
Just once again,
Yes,
Victor, and I want the African diaspora to know I don't hold remorse, envy, jealousy, and aggression around you. Well, what is painful and hurting me is when they are denied all the basic amenities to the children and the family. That is very hurting and painful. Whether they like it, just I don't care. But to see their suffering and the support to them so much, and look at the hurt and the pain, deliverance to them. I thank you. Good night.
Thank you, caller. You know, this morning, me and Jeffrey in Labrie. Welcome, caller.
Good evening again, Victor,
Yes,
Corky, if Jeffrey is there.
Yeah,
So that is how the police deploying their resources to pack up in front by you. Listen to what I read on the newspaper today. Mr. Jacob, you know, he asking men of the cloth to help him fight crime. It look like he's sleeping on the job just like the Pump City Rasta boy. And you know why I say sleeping? He have the tools available to him, you know.
Of course.
Just in August gone by there last year, and they passed the made amendment to the SRP legislation. We could use that tool. What he should do, make all of the men of cloth SRPs.
No,
so you go have a wider range of people.
He used the tool, you know, he bring a woman and 7 others from
EMM. Yeah.
And he make them SRP.
But you see, he won't be able to control them. Them controlling it and see whisper to them what to do. They is going to tell him. You understand? Because that's what he should do. The men of cloth getting into politics now, so make them SRPs. Go and have a nice night.
Thank you. Welcome, caller.
Hi, Victor.
Yes, sir.
RG, Canada.
Canada, how are you, sir? How are you?
Not too bad, sir. I just call and have 2 things to say. The government, your Prime Minister, don't want to open no schools for the children them because he wants all the children to be like donkeys like he. And the next thing is, I hear you give a speech and you're asking people to write it down. But I would like you to ask them to write it down and stick it on their fridge door so every time they open it and close the fridge door, they will see it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Jeffrey, Corky, take care, guys.
Thank you very much, Canada. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good night, brother Victor. How are you?
Yeah, good night. I know this voice. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I saw you it's Saturday, man, in the pushback.
Yeah. I went up and show my face and...
Yeah. Well, I mean, it had people came out, but it could have been a little more attended. But I know when people in this place will wake up by with all what taking place around them, right? When they will wake up, when they will, I mean, they're still still sleeping, right? But when you get a chance, you must play this song by, I think it was Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Wake up, everybody.
All right.
No more sleeping in bed.
I will tell Koki.
Yeah, man. You do have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, my brother.
You and the crew there, Jeffrey and Koki and all the staff there.
All right,
yeah, brother.
Bless them. Yeah. Me and Jeffrey. You see what happened at the reach lab this morning? Tell the people the experience you had with the police now.
No, we reached early and we was moving through, you know. And the police was circling a kind of way that, you know, like down we and then really on we and we watching what going on, the slowing down, and when I do so one time I pop my mask. And I take it and I put it up, make a spin and come back. He watching me again. I say, well, where is this like the police know something or? And same time, you know, I call you, well, I know the situation with my phone, I get in contact with you. And they say, boy, you see what the bulletin that went out on social media was?
Yeah, the other bulletin on social media, early o'clock, calling all the, they call out all the various commanders, yeah, and to take the necessary and appropriate action to bring this, and here they call us now, anti-government protesters. Right? How the bulletin there?
So
anti-government protesters.
Why I don't understand about that is that how this could be anti-government protesting that we think in the as a fuel subsidy which will affect everybody in the community, well, in the country. Is it that we're protesting for?
Let me tell you something. There is some good police officers, there is some corrupted police officers, and then there's a whole batch of PNM police officers. I want you to keep that in mind. Welcome, caller.
Hello, good night.
Good night, good night, caller.
Good night to you all. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Correct.
You have all police watching all here. Yeah. You understand? Because he unstable, he ain't taking no chances. But let him know that he presenting himself as a God to them, but he have a bigger God up in heaven.
Beautiful.
And he watching over all of them with the nonsense they're doing. And it's just a matter of time before God strike. And when he strike, they wouldn't like it.
Beautiful.
And the next thing again, why he always behind Camilla. Camilla is this, and Camilla is that, and it's Camilla doing this, and it's Camilla is doing that. Because Camilla used to teach the man. Camilla used to teach him how to run the country. And because Camilla ain't telling him nothing again for him to put it in motion, he always behind Camilla. Camilla doing this and Camilla doing that. Right? Camilla stopped schooling, so he can't get nothing again to learn. You understand? The man has no book sense, he has no common sense. Yeah.
We lost it. Thank you, Tobago. We lost it. But the lines are open. 218-7762 is the number to call. We'll be going for a break in a little while, but the lines is open. Welcome, caller.
Good night, Mr. Victor.
Good night, sir.
Jeffrey and Cocky.
Yes, good night.
Report your way.
Yeah.
You know, after I called you this morning, you know, I tell you how it was going down.
Yeah.
When I going up the highway, way, I thought the shoulder was the fast lane for the police and them. But if you see police all over the highway, like they're waiting on bandits. But they're just waiting to see what's going on with the people who going to protest against this gas hike.
Well, I had police protection from about 2:30, you know. I had police protection packed up by me from about 2:30 until I leave home this morning.
Yeah, well, I hear you say that.
Yeah.
I hear you say that.
And I want to thank the officers and them because I sleep very much comfortable.
Well, yes, and you have to thank them.
I hope I could see them on a nightly basis. That will be fine.
Well, that would be nice. But I don't know what they was running on the highway for, on the shoulder, up and down, and who then run and pack up on the side. Well, I say when I leave Freeport, they had people on the Freeport flyover. Carsonville flyover had people, but I didn't see anybody shotgunners. I don't know if they was downstairs. Endeavour flyover had. The walkover after the Diwali Nagar had. Caroni, where it didn't have nobody living. The Caroni flyover, it had people there. So people come out, but we could have more. But so much of people want to sit down.
Well, this was the spark, caller. This was the spark. I assure you that the smoke and the fire will be coming.
Well, I hope so.
And when I say fire, let me make that clear because let me tell you this too. Every time I conduct a program, the Senate to analyze to see if I'm making any seditious statement or if I'm inciting violence. All that they're doing, all that they're doing. But when I say fire to come, I'm speaking in the context of the metaphorically, where you use the spark, the smoke, the fire as to symbolize a type of action. All right, so I just want the special branch and the intelligence unit to tape that. They're taping everything now. WhatsApp. Right now, I'm talking to Silver Fox the other day, and Silver Fox could bear that out. I'm talking to Silver Fox the other day, and a fax machine come on my phone just so. Just so, you know. So that's how the game going. But thanks, caller. Thanks, Freeport. We go talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how the game going. But I have something for the police to investigate. I'm coming with it just now. Heinz, you there? Heinz, are you up or you are asleep?
Call it somebody now.
Are you asleep, Heinz? Somebody call Heinz and tell him I'm going to talk something in relation to he just now. Call Heinz. With them Facebook, PNM trolls and them who does come on the live.
And you know, I'm glad they say that. You know. Now, the other day when we was having a discussion, Victor, when we was talking about the taxes with the people and them, how it have a certain tax bracket does pay tax, right? And it have a certain tax bracket, not tax bracket. Everybody does pay VAT. The final consumer. You know, this social media activist, you understand, had this platform, News Source, that is the name of the platform, saying that here we're going on, only 60% of the people in Trinidad are paying tax. So the taxi drivers and them who protesting is piggybacking on the citizens who paying tax, which is 60% of the thing. And here why he's saying it, these people who getting paid to diffuse certain things, to try to dumb down people in the society, or you should hush your mouth. Hush your mouth, everybody going and feel the blood. What you talking about? Everybody paying VAT. Everybody, well, really 60% of the people really working and things. But everybody feeling it.
It's still at 60% working? The amount that people rowdy fire, it's still at 60%. Boy, you see all them social media platform who have all that to say, or go and look for a work on the rubbish truck now. Look for a work on the rubbish truck.
Comment on your facts.
Not in any way disrespecting those who work on the garbage truck.
No.
But all you who only have garbage to talk, go and look for a work there now. Welcome, caller. Radio caller, load on.
Fine. Mr. Victor Robert.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Jeffrey.
Yes, good night.
And Corky. You know, ask Mr. Jeffrey a question. When you bought umpire, what did umpire does do?
The umpire is supposed to be the fair man in the game.
But what he does do when the bowler ball and the team ball umpire? He points to the batsman, he says you. And then he put his finger up in the air. When he point the batsman, he put his finger up in the air.
That is true.
And when he put his finger in the air, what he tell the batsman? I know, but you ask God. Batsman has hit the bat on the pad and watch up and walk out. And this is why the people, you see when we're talking about Mr. Rowley, we are the people that hire them. We have to continuously show we are the people. Everybody just pay tax in our country, you know. When you go to buy grocery, when you pay tax. If you're traveling, you're paying tax. Because when you pay the driver, he's going to pay for gas, for tire, every single thing we just pay tax on. But we have people. You see, one thing I would say about the Tobagonian then, when they carry the pear or the avocado and they cut it, they didn't take that on. Why they take on the banana talk in this country? You know why? I asked a guy who is a very good friend. His name is TJ. I said, why when the banana talk come up, he said, boy, people don't like that. They didn't like the banana talk because they feel he's monkey. I said, that's so cheap, you just think, boy. All you have to come out of that. This is our country. Every creed and race. You think you don't go supermarket, boy? Me and you have good conversation. You have 5 children. The boy, if I say hold this, it's not for you. The one use it no other way but for your children. And when you could understand every mistake that happened in this country, is the people on the ground who just put people upstairs because they trust them in what they are. But you see, we have too much old talk in this country. And if we could stop that and say, I'm not a PNM, I am a citizen of this country, and we are voting for issues. You see how I talk about the school? What about the school? You come like a guru, teaching the people. You want betterment, it has to start with you. You have to start it. And if you cannot start it, you will be stupid, and your children will go stupid, your grandchildren will be stupid, and you're mining monsters upstairs. So don't blame the monsters. We are the first monsters, putting monsters to run our business. It's wrong. To my brothers and sisters and to every creed and race, we must stand up for our island. Have a blessed and wonderful night to you, sir.
Thank you, caller. Fitzgerald Hines, I'll call him, I'll text him, I'll tell him tune in to U97. I'll tell him. Well, all right, I think by now he's supposed to get the message because he's the Minister of National Security. He's supposed to know. I think he's supposed to be watching this program all now.
All right.
He's supposed to be sitting down in a room with screens, right, wrong, seeing us from every side.
Nah, he don't think, man. Let be real. We know the man that drop asleep. Let you don't go through that.
Oh Lord, and somebody tape it. Fitzgerald Hines. Let me take off my earphone. I will take some call after, not right now. So don't call yet. Hold on. Don't call yet. Hold on. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines. I am saying today on the radio station that I have some very important questions for you this afternoon. I want to ask you, Minister of National Security, what is the profession of your wife? What is your wife's profession? I want to ask you, Hines, is your wife placed? Is your wife on any state board within Trinidad and Tobago? I am further asking, is your wife a member of any hamper committee that was established by the government? I am further asking, is your wife associate? Are your wife associated with any ministry in this country? I want to ask you, Minister of National Security, was your wife giving out government hampers during this pandemic? I asking the question plain, simple, and I expect a response. Fitzgerald Hines, I am asking you whether or not your wife was giving out any government hampers throughout this pandemic.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Leave my wife out your mouth.
Minister Hines, I am asking you, sir, was your wife a part of any government committee to distribute hampers in this country? Somebody call him, somebody ring him, somebody, because I want him to hear this next question. All you ring him, call him, National Security Intelligence Special Branch, get on to him, wake him up if he's sleeping. If he went up in the high grade, bring him back down in ABC. Because I want to ask him this question direct. Fitzgerald Hines, is your wife a part of social development in this country? Is your wife a part of social development in this country? That brings me to the final question. Fitzgerald Hines, was your wife giving out government vouchers in the sum of $300 during this pandemic to any organization in the Southwestern Division? Jacob, I don't want you to walk and shake up, I want you to listen. And I want you to investigate my questions. I am asking the Minister of National Security if his wife was giving out government hampers in the Southwestern Division during the pandemic, and if she was also giving out government giving out government vouchers. Government cash vouchers. If she was giving out any of those in the southwestern part of Trinidad and Tobago, that is my question, Hines. Jacob, I hope you're listening my questions. I hope you're listening my questions, because if that is so, then there is a lot of questions to answer. If that is so, if it is so, I just asking on behalf of my friend, on behalf of somebody. If Fitzgerald Hines' wife was giving out government hampers and government vouchers, today we are demanding to know by whose authority, by what authority, if these vouchers was assigned to somebody who passed it on. We have to know if this was so. I feel Hines calling there. Take that call.
Yeah.
It had to be Hines. It had to be the minister. Welcome.
Hello, good night, sir. Good night, Mr. Victor.
Nah, that didn't sound like the minister. Good night, sir.
Good night. How are you, man?
Fine.
How was your Easter?
Hard work as usual, my brother.
Yeah. You know all the talking, what about Ron CNN with that big piece of thing you have up in the Manzalena there, opposite the beach resort? All the pitch where them supposed to pitch Manzalena Road. If you go there, you go see how nice the pitch is. Take a nice, smooth road. If you see the palace here up there, Lyman away yesterday, man, I pass up there. If you see big party up there.
Oh, Lord, and you take a video and send for me, boy?
Oh, God. Can't stop them and when you take video, the man are guard and in front of the place.
Oh, brother, when you see them thing, you must call me, man. Oh, yeah. We lost our opportunity.
You know about the place up there. You
call
know
me.
The place up there. How we get a piece of land, how we build that. You get millionaire overnight.
Brother, all of them pay them ministers.
It's crook.
I think by now these millionaires.
Yeah. I tell you, if you see the palace, the man up there.
So no pictures and thing, no video, the guys are them bad.
Yeah.
Boy, if I get a call, I journey up there, boy. I like them kind of footage for safekeeping, boy.
Yeah, man, but you can't. You want nobody go inside, you know?
They can't tell people to come. We
Brother,
go inside.
We going inside. We have thing to go inside.
We have thing to go inside.
We have thing. We have thing to fly. And come down right over your glass.
While studying, the road and them were fixing, the drain were fixing, but he inside the place, I don't know if he thief out all the material where them supposed to repave the Manzalena road and put it inside. But if you see how thick and nice, black, smooth road. We trying to drive the ATV right or wrong. But other people trying to get a proper driving in any proper main road.
On the Nation Road. Tell me something.
Nation Road, yeah.
Tell me something on the Nation Road, but them living it up. It have
Yes,
a song. Live it up.
Yes, you know the song, man.
Yeah.
I find out by time now these people in this country come together like how Butler bring out the people and go down Port of Spain.
Brother, let me tell you something, Manzalena. I'll go and tell you something. Let me tell them one time where they could hear. I go call a date in Manzanilla. And this date I calling is for the poor, you oppressed, the downtrodden. We coming out to walk.
Yeah,
and
man,
when
we walk.
When we
People
come
have
to
to come
walk,
out.
when we come to walk, we ain't planning to go home. You see, the Blind Welfare Association, the Visual Impaired and all of them, they have we, they have us, they have we. I want to talk for my people. They have we. Shame. Because they make, I think was about 30 or 40 or 60 days outside Flower Mill on a protest, you know.
Yeah.
On a protest, you know.
But
And
you know,
if we have all we limbs and all we senses,
yeah, some of we people like to talk the talk and then walk the walk.
but we go test them.
Yeah.
We go put them to a test. You see all of them cheap so-called jokers, we go test them out. and see
And
what metal they make from.
My book is come out of power and you see all them property with them teeth.
Investigation. They have to get locked up. They have to put it. Brother, let me tell you something. When the UNC win the next election and they lock up people, let me tell you something. I go be on the radio station, might be this one. But trust me, might be this one. But I go, boy, if they lock up them thief and them, and them corrupt politician and high-ranking official in this country, and feel that anything going to be under the carpet, boy, I rip out the rug from the house.
Nah, man, it's time now black people open up them eye, man.
Boy, it's about
time.
time.
For African to open up them eye. So look at, let me tell you something. Ask how much African, how them children going to school. How much African children in this country went to school this morning?
Brother, good question.
Ask the government that.
Good question.
Because you know why them have a cent in them pocket? Because you remember them had to buy books and buy back books, and then when September comes to buy back books, they see now them don't think, them don't want the free laptop, and them don't want the free books, them don't want the uniform. They want to give Mr. Charan and them all the money. When Kamala the stop it, Mr. Charan and them get vexed. Financiers are your PNM. Yeah. And Mohammed bookstore, all of them. None of them never give back to the children and them. When Kamala do it, everybody vexed with she all the bookstore. Not so?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. But
Thank
the black
you very
people,
much,
the African people need to open up their mind and come out this left foot, right foot thing, because it ain't working for them.
No fighting. Some of them go get Al-Qaeda. I got to stay open.
And let me tell you something, some of them still shooting in that train and even have a deed for them land.
Thank you, caller.
All right, man. You have a good night.
Yes, man. Blessings.
Yeah.
Victor, watch out. All them police they send this morning, and them questions that you ask, how much are them that Jacob go deploy to find out them kind of thing?
Yeah.
Wasteful deployment of the police force, you know?
Brother.
Serious crime. Look the other day I was telling you, a little thing that take place in Labrador. No vehicle in the station. Good night, caller.
Good night, Mr. Victor. Good night, Jeffrey, and good night, Cocky D there, right?
Yes.
Good night, my friend. Good night, my friend.
Okay, I like to say you don't find it strange, Mr. Victor, that every time this Prime Minister going to Barbados, some messy up too, because there's the election coming up just now. There's some promise he's going to make. We never ask ourselves this question, Mr. Victor, and Jeffrey and Cocky.
We just ask yourself everything surrounding this man. Everything.
Because I find it strange how we going every time in Barbados, cooking up some mess, maybe. I don't know.
Probably there is something in Barbados that he like, man. I don't go ever so often to check it out.
So how was the Easter weekend, everybody there?
Work and more work, work and more work, work and more work. I have no celebration to celebrate
And no
until this
play
government
and
go.
things.
Nah, no celebration till this government go. I have nothing to celebrate.
Because I hear he going to Barbados, I don't know, and he leave this guy to be Prime Minister. I forget his name,
He gone
Gerard Hans.
already. He gone already.
Right, Gerard Hans name or something.
If he...
You say,
He leaves yeah.
Well, them are custom acting, you know. Politics to them is a whole... Them come like they in Hollywood, you know. Them doing everything in a...
Hollywood, Bollywood.
Yeah, that's what them come like. That's what they come like.
Oh, well, I enjoyed the program a lot. You know, I've been listening, but it's hard to call now.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, God bless you all.
Same to you. Same
And
to
keep
you,
up
my
the
dear.
good work. Bye.
Same to you, my dear. Same to you.
Victor, let the man send to Jeep load of police or something.
Yeah, we have to find out because you see, watch out, these is very serious questions, you know. And these is questions that need to be answered. These is questions need to be answered. Let me make something a little clear. Heinz, you there? While you're there, I find when I say Southwestern Division, that's too big. I want to narrow it down. I am asking you, was your wife giving out government hampers and vouchers in certain religious organizations in Southwestern Division? I want to narrow it down. Welcome, caller. I want to narrow it down. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good evening, caller.
Yes, sir, Mr. Roberts. How
Yes,
you
sir.
doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'm hearing, one or two of these PNM and them saying that you're drinking some Akamla juice, you're siding with the Indians, they poison your head, they messed up your head, and they say you're all dysfunctional, Can you respond to that?
Of course I could respond to that. Thank you, caller. I could respond to that quick, short, and easy. I doesn't waste time or lose any sleep whatsoever with whatever they think, feel, or say. That is not my concern. My concern is to help Trinidad and Tobago to see what is happening to them. So, I can't say better than that.
Yeah, but Victor, you see how we're going on. When they can't have a response to what you're saying, they go start to attack your motive.
And
you're supposed to know that.
yeah.
Answer and say some. Let them respond to the argument. Respond to the argument.
Yeah, I let them, there's a song, they're talking. We got a lot more coming, they're talking. I going to keep them talking. Let me tell you why I'll keep them talking, caller. I will keep them talking because they are the ones who is charged with the responsibility to propagate PNM ideology on social media. They are the ones that we can refer to as the real slave master of the PNM. You know why? Because for a few dollars more, these individuals will sell their mommy. They will sell their mother for a few dollars more. So I doesn't have time to waste with those who have that feeling. I think that's a good feeling for them to have. At least it will help them to lose some night rest, because you know why? They had to study me. Oh God, a man come back on the radio Wednesday, boy. Thursday they again, boy. They had to be happy when they see. They can't even be happy on Saturday and Sunday, because Annual Day on Saturday and I back day on Sunday. So they can't be happy. That is our job. We job is to keep them talking, but we bring facts. And here what I ask you, caller. Don't afraid to tell them. Sit down with Victor Roberts anytime, any place, on a public debate, and let us deal with facts.
Publicly, don't afraid.
Not fiction. All right, caller?
FAX, eh? FAX.
Yeah, that is wrongly spelling.
Yeah, so we was saying, if them thing about Heinz, and let we say, madam, is true. Let me say it's true. What?
Well, then Jacob had to work. If that is true, and they say I narrow down, because I want them saying Southwestern Broad, as a religious organization, I bring it real easy. Real easy. If Fitzgerald Hines' wife was sharing government voucher, and government hamper during the pandemic. That is what I want to know.
Now this posing a serious question. Now, if that is the case, you feel that these hamper and them was really sharing on a kind of equitable level?
It was never. But the point there, how come you didn't get government hamper and government voucher to share? How come I didn't get government hamper and government voucher to share? How come? From the last thing I know, there must be persons who was authorized. Now you see, let me tell you something. And I think I understand now why social development talking about they can't get account for certain money. if social development can get account for money and that is stop credit food card and stop this and stop that because of corruption in the program, was corruption from the level of the minister's wife, son, brother, mother, father? Let we find out. So that is why I am asking the Minister of National Security, who have all the necessary apparatus at his disposal, to tell us if his wife was giving out government vouchers and government hampers, by who authority, if this is so.
Yeah.
If this is so,
this is
somebody
corruption.
not only corrupt, but somebody misbehave in public office. Somebody had to misbehave in public office. And this is what we have to find out. Welcome, caller.
Hey, Victor.
Yes, sir.
Well, I lost you earlier because my call got cut.
Oh, yes.
I am of the belief that the authorities must you listen to my conversation.
Of course, why wouldn't they? If I was them, I listening to you too. All the dangerous people in the UNC, I listening to them, you know.
I am a dangerous man, right?
And you would have been in the first 10, I listening to you.
My goodness. My goodness.
If I get a chance, I put a bug in your car and all, you know, because I had to let my minister know what you're thinking, what you're saying. And added to that, I would have asked my minister to see if he could bring something to read your mind too.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I gotta be careful what I say on the phone.
Go ahead, Sir. Go ahead.
I have to make sure when I'm having my conversations with my significant other.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear that too.
Yeah, you had to be careful. Sir, before you make your point, as I understand, let me ask you this. What will be involved if a minister wife found herself sharing government vouchers in the sum of $300 and $400 in some cases, and also distributing government hampers? What authority would a minister wife have to distribute or to share government vouchers and hampers in this case respectively?
Is this without the government minister?
Yes, without the government minister.
But I don't think she has a right. Because what authority would give her? She's not a minister. She's not an MP. She's not even a senator. She's the wife of a minister. So what I will have to ask that question. What authority would give her that? Because there's nothing at all that's supposed to allow that.
Good.
Because, I mean, I would say this, that one thing with this government, there's something called the Ministers' Wives Club, where you're seeing ministers' wives getting contracts, getting lucrative contracts, I should say rather. But you know, under the People's Partnership, I must say, when Kamala Prasad Bisesa was Prime Minister, I cannot recall any government minister
You're breaking up a little bit there, Council. Stand up one place, so if you're driving, you're breaking up.
I hope you're hearing me now.
I hear you now, loud and clear.
Right. So I don't think they have any authority to do that. And I think that is something that needs to be brought to the public attention, which I think you have done, and I commend you on that. And I think that is something the Integrity Commission needs to see as well. Because this may be a breach of the Integrity in Public Life Act. Because a person who is in public life, when they have to file their integrity form, if you are married, the wife as well, assets must also be included.
Right.
So, for her to have these financial grants or gains, I hope and pray that that is out. That has nothing to do with any inducements that she would have gotten. So I commend you for bringing that to the public's attention. So outside of that, if I can continue the point I was raising.
Right, but before I raise the point, we just want to make it clear that these are just questions we are asking, and we are not formulating any position
yes.
on in relation to Minister Hines' wife. We asking questions. If this was so, if did this happen in Southwestern Division, and if it happened with religious organizations in Southwestern. So it's just questions, and we hope that we will get answers.
Well, you see, when you ask questions, you expect to get answers.
Beautiful.
I mean, of all people, he should know better.
Good.
I hope he knows better. But I will tell you this, he listens to 975 a lot,
Beautiful.
I can tell you that. All right? Now, I mean, and this is the man who says his job is not to keep you safe.
Right.
But I have to say this, that jeep loads of police officers will come with persons that peacefully demonstrating the right where they have the freedom of speech to demonstrate verbally, physically, their disgust, their anger at a government that once, twice, 3 times, or 4 times increased gas. But if you call to say, hey, a man in my house, breaking into my house, you can't even get a SRP to come. But jeep loads of vehicles which came to Tunapuna, came to La Hokata, Tumpuna district, to shut down people saying that this is an illegal thing. Where your same CTPS sent a press release, I say it 3 times, a press release say protest within the law. And our political leader, the Honorable Kamala Prasad, because of senior counsel, advised and guided us to stay within the law.
Right.
And we stayed within the law. To come and to intimidate us, then I have to say that the dictatorial tactic cannot, will not, and shall not prevail in this country. But Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley wants to bring dictatorship style politics. And then you have to say, we saw a document today. That wanted to talk about that they have intelligence information.
Right.
I want to tell this government that under sections 4, 5, and 6 of the Constitution, one such avenue we have, which is the right to privacy.
Right.
And if you want to interfere with the right to privacy, you are breaching the law, CCPS. You want to say that you are listening to our conversation? You want to say that you are involved in listening? Whereas the Prime Minister that we only listen for national security purposes. And I am the chairman of the National Security Council. Honorable Prime Minister, I keep saying that Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley does not understand his role as Prime Minister. The National Security Council is a subcommittee of cabinet. I mean, a Form 1 student, a Standard 5 student, a first year student, a student going kindergarten could understand this thing better. That this man, I said it to his board of the PNM group. I am the chairman of the National Security Council.
Yeah.
I could say that. Well, hey, buddy, I'll be respectful on your program. Well, genius, you are a chairman of a subcommittee of cabinet. That does not give you the right to say what you are saying, sir. I mean, really? Really? And you want to talk this nonsensical dotishness that you are saying that you and the government is listening to conferences for national security? I want to remind Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, between the period 2007 to 2010, you were spied on, sir. Your phone was tapped, sir. Was that for national security purposes? No. You were spied on. And the former president of Trinidad and Tobago, Max Richards, was spied on. person who was not even in a political landscape was spied on.
Correct.
So to say that there was no spying in this country on persons that were not criminals, to say that never happened, well, sir, Dr. Keith Rowley, you must remember that you were spied on. So, sir, can't remember now. Go back into your history. So, my friends, today we saw the nation, saw the United National Congress, led by the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa Senior Counsel. The people have been saying, when the UNC doing something, you saw the UNC, and more will come.
Beautiful.
More will come.
Beautiful.
And I want to say, Victor, you did an excellent job as well with your people in Laborie.
Thank you.
And extension the people of Point Fortin. I want to say, sir, that I stand with you. As you know, I will be joining you very soon.
Very well.
And to the Indomitable Corky,
Very well.
brother, I am coming. And I want to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to the people who want to call themselves, well, the fence sitters, I want to tell you all something. That with the raise in gas, just remember, with the raise in gas, your food prices are going to go up. So while you go to the grocery, something may have cost $10, is now going to cost $15. To the single mother, your children have just gone out to school. Can you imagine what a box of juice that may have been $5 is now $8? To the renter, your rent may go up because the landlord food price is going up. So you have to put the strain on you by saying, hey, your rent had to go up. So while we are seeing this, gas prices are going up. We have property tax coming.
Yeah.
We have more taxes coming. My brothers and sisters, my people of Trinidad and Tobago, I'm sorry to take up most of your time, Victor.
Now you go ahead.
But I want to tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago, enough is enough. What more must you see? Murders are increasing. Crime is increasing. Gas is increasing. Food prices went up by 8.3%. Not 1%, not 8.3%. And this isn't the UNC saying this. This is said by the Supermarket Association. My friends, my people, under Kamala Prasad Bisasa as Prime Minister, you did not have a packed juice at $8. You had a packed juice under $5. And even make it more song reality. Do you know how much a Bobby is now? A Bobby is over $1. I remember under Kamala, a Bobby was 25 cents. Where they get back at 25 cents, you tell the parlor or the shop owner, you better not have Bobby now. You can't even say that. And I hope that something is 25 cents. So I will close with this. Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. So those of you who see yourselves as the independent thinkers, just remember, between 2010 and 2015, you had a good cost of living. You must remember that. You must remember under Kamala Prasad as Prime Minister, you could have been able to live. And when I say live, I don't mean breathing oxygen.
Yeah.
I mean, living before you could have afforded food, you could have afforded to even put gas in your car, you could have afforded where you can even spend some time outside leisurely. My friends, this is not propaganda. This is fact. F-A-C-T-S. That is fact as spelled by the Prime Minister. So my brother, continue the good work that you are doing. I shall be coming very soon with you.
Beautiful.
To Corky, you're always a good man at the side. You're always a good man at the helm. Victor, continue doing the good work that you are doing. My friends, we did tell you that today we were coming out in our forces. We will continue. Listen well. Listen well. Come and join the fight join the revolution. The revolution led by Kamla Prasad Bisasa. You must understand, even if you never have been a political person in your life, but you would know that under Kamla Prasad Bisasa as Prime Minister, you have to agree and you have to admit that you were able to live comfortably. And if you can't admit that, then it's because you are blinded by the People's National Movement. My brother, continue to have a good night.
Thank you, Council, and we will be talking very soon. Welcome, caller.
Yes, just one more time again. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Some of them calling on the program, and 10, 15 minutes, they're blocking other callers from coming. So, please try to be reasonable. Give other people a chance to make their contribution. Sometimes the little thing they say or do could be a big impact in what we aim and glorious. Let us move forward. Don't give them that length of time because they're playing politics. I do thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, caller.
The phone lines are open. 218-7762. We have 10 minutes. I think I will leave the lines open for that 10 minutes. Jeffrey was making a point with something that happened in Labre and the police. Somebody had to get to the police.
Yeah. In Labre. The same, well, in relation to what take place today it take place. So when last week it had a little robbery that take place with that gentleman there, and we had was to tie up this fella, and we call the police station, and when we call them, they say they don't have no vehicle. They don't have no vehicle to think. But this morning, we see a massive display at the police force, and the harassing me. The harassing with other people, they walking about like the know we was coming to stand up and to make a statement. And that the kind of choppiness we just be getting from the police all the time. They didn't have a vehicle when they call the station. But yet still, they had the time and the officers, they paying them, they say, all right, some of them off, they're calling them to make an extra duty, to make sure they stifle the stance of the people. And I find that that's not right thing. That's not right at all. Use the police to do what they was hired to do. Going back to the statement where you say with Fitzgerald, and that is a good thing. There was the hire for that kind of thing.
Yeah. Welcome, caller.
Good evening, caller.
Yes, I would like to know if the East-West corridor is involved in this protest. Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
The whole country was involved in this protest. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, man, Jalena here again, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sending a picture on Facebook for you out of the thing we see yesterday.
All right, beautiful.
Hopefully it's on Facebook, right?
Yeah, beautiful. I will check it out.
All right.
Thank you, man. Yes, caller, the whole country was involved in this protest. There were various areas where people gather strategically, and they conducted what happens today. So yes, they were involved.
I understand what the caller saying.
Yeah. Welcome, caller.
Good evening, caller.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good night. I'd like to make a contribution of, I ain't ready to
Nah, you need to speak up a little bit, caller.
Sure.
Yeah, you need to speak up a little bit.
Okay, I want to make a contribution, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
I ain't educated, but
No
I have a
problem.
lot to say,
No problem.
I can be the country, the best country in the world. This is a very best country in the world. Okay? We have a blessed career coach. More blessed, more coach. This is why a short one. A long time, a
vampire movie, a Dracula movie, and Christopher. Will it be Prime Minister and have that called? Yeah, I'm a lot to say, but I can't say.
We understand that, Gola.
Thank you. I think, yeah, I agree. He inherited. That is the Dracula right now. Right, so we have 7 minutes. The lines are open, 218-7762. Make your calls, make your contributions short and sweet. I was warned not to give anyone such lengthy time, and I, as a friend, just listen to warning. So make your calls short and sweet. The lines are open, 218-7762.
What I tell you, I understand the caller says some of the people and them, I ain't gonna say some are frightening, but some are being stifled by this dictator that we had. Yeah, caller, good evening. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, coming back to the police vehicles and so on, it's true when you cross the station there has no vehicle, but to monitor and, harass people and things, they will find vehicle for that. So, just going about the priority is not right. So, I mean, it's a sad thing.
Sad.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, good night to you.
And that is the reality, that is the reality, because the police is being controlled by a politician. And when the police is controlled by a politician, the police will act in the interest of that politician. And added to that, the police will take instructions from that politician. And the instructions that will come from that politician is to ensure that the opponents does not have a voice. That is as simple as it is. But what I will say to the politician who control the political police, because I way it is, is a political appointment, and that political appointment, a boy go want to be confirmed there, right? A boy go want to be confirmed there, so a boy go follow the instruction of the bigger boy to ensure that the pension go reflect a certain thing. You understand? But you see, take the call. Welcome, caller.
Thank you for taking my call. I think the protest was very successful. It sent a clear message to the government that the majority of people is against that rise in fuel prices. And I say that the government must look at it again. It really will raise up every single commodity on the market when you raise gas. And I think that the people should look at it as a yellow thing. But all of Trinidad and Tobago must get in the pushback against this fuel price, because it will impact on everybody's pocket.
Correct.
I think the government was very insensitive in doing this at this, because as you well know, Mr. Victor Roberts, that on your co-host, this pandemic did a deadly blow to a lot of people. Some people lost their work. Some people, they have children going to school today. They only have one book in their bag. Is that devastating? I don't know. I think the government is out of touch. They're not on what's going on the ground. They who could take a plane and go to Miami to fix, they do a dental work, and then the family could fly from left to right all part of the world and things. They are not in the reality what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm saying that it will cause a domino effect on the standard of living. The standard of living would deteriorate. There's a lot of people in the poverty. A lot of children getting up in the morning tomorrow morning, Wednesday, and don't know where the next meal coming from. And it's a fact. When you had a ham, lamb, and jam in the fridge, there are 2 ham, and they could do this and do that. It has to be the normal people cannot enjoy those things. And these people must be more sensitive, right? And I am just saying thanks for this opportunity inventing this. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution, caller. Thank you for your contribution. We do appreciate it. Welcome.
Yeah, it's me again. Victor, I think this protest is good. It's starting a good foot, and I think that it must not stop. It must continue.
Not a 1 and a 2 day. It must continue as long as it takes to send a serious message to this government.
Thank you, brother.
Good night, man.
Thank you. Very well said, very well said.
What?
Welcome, caller.
Good night to the panel.
Yes,
Why
sir.
all you those sub-calling the man don't put doctor in front of the man? The man is Keith Rowley. He is a geologist of himself, a center part of himself.
I agree.
Okay, son.
I agree, caller. Same way our problem when people say the honorable, because I want to know where that come from. What honorable? Anyhow, let me go down that road one time. So we have 1 minute. We will take one call. Who will be the last caller for tonight? We will take one final call, and we out of here. And so the time is counting down. It's 8:59 and counting. One final call. Kokidi. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to wrap it up. We'll have to wrap it up at this point. Thanks for your contribution tonight. Fitzgerald Hines, remember there's some questions that we are asking. Whether or not your wife was involved in distributing government hampers and government vouchers. We would like to have some clarity on that. And it's in the Southwestern Division, and it's religious organizations. So we want to thank you. We want to thank everyone for tuning in.
Yes.
Remember, we will be right back. We will be right here tomorrow, same time. And of course, stay tuned for douglAR Politics tomorrow at 7:30 when we'll cross over. God bless. Stay safe. We out of here.
Great show, Victor. Victor Roberts will be back tomorrow.